Hey folks, Father Sampati from CGVirus here. Today we're going to see how to create vector graphics in Blender Grease Pencil, and then we're going to export it as SVG file to work with it in other vector programs like Adobe Illustrator or Inkscape, etc. So the recent tool, the curve editing tool in Blender Grease Pencil, has created a very nice potential, not only for 2D animation, but also it has created a whole package for creating vector graphics just within Blender. So I think it's a very nice feature, and yeah, so we're going to see a full workflow for it, and let's get started. Alright, so we are in Blender, and this is the Blender version 2.93.5. Alright, so let's create a file, new, and 2D animation. Don't save it. Oh. Alright, let's go to world and let's crank it down. Here we go. So here is our camera and stuff. We have a stroke and everything. Currently we are in a stroke, so let's go to object mode, and let's delete this stroke because we want to create a new one. So let's save it, untitled. Here we go. So let's import some reference. We have done a rough sketch here, so go to Shift A. Sorry, we need Kimon. There we go. So all the strokes will be there. Alright, let's go to Shift A and Grease Pencil. Go to Image and Reference. So this is our reference. Let's load the reference here. In the reference here, we're going for depth of front, okay, because I want to trace it. And go to opacity and let's go to 0.1 or 0.2. There we go. Alright, done. And now let's lock it. Let's go to select and undo that select. First thing done. Let's save it. Now let's talk about the methodology. So common methodology for 2D animation is basically creating line arts like this. I just draw it like that, okay, and then use the fill bucket to fill it up. Alright, so this is one methodology, and there is another methodology where we can use solid plus stroke all together, just like we do in Illustrator or vector graphics programs. So we're going to use that methodology today. If you want to see the methodology of creating line art and then fill the bucket, you can search for it in net. There are lots of tutorials in YouTube, also in Blender Cloud, which demonstrates that exactly. So I want to create another methodology, the second one. So let's get started and let's see. Alright, so now let's go to 0 and let's create our Grease Pencil. So let's go to blank. I'm going to name it shoe. Okay, in shoe there are two properties. This one is the Grease Pencil layer property, so I'm just going to create a new layer here. I'm going to name it as well shoe. Okay, and let's go to material section, and I'm going to create a new material. I'm going to name it stroke line, something like that, stroke line, and this is a basic stroke. Okay, so now let's go to select this shoe and go to draw mode. So in draw mode, what we have is basically this pencil drawing, and we're going to disable this one, although I'm using a stylus, but I'm going to disable it because I want a fixed radius of a stroke. So I'm just going to give it something like 15. And let's change it to ink pen. Actually, yeah, disable it, and let's go for 20. Yeah, so it will give us something like this. Alright, no problem. And stroke in stabilized stroke we are using 30 fps and a factor of 0.9, so I want to reduce it to something like in 0.7 or something. So let's go for 0.7. So if I press shift, we are now having this is stabilizer. Pressing shift. Okay, so that's it. So that is our configuration. But we are not going to use draw here. We're going to use Bezier curve. We will use draw later. So first let's start with Bezier curve profile. Okay. So I want to draw this part first. So let's go here and select it like this. I'm just going to follow the curvature here. Press E to extrude. Okay. Or let's escape it. Actually, let's try it again. I think it will be much more easier to do it with 2 strokes. So press enter to confirm it. Now let's create another one. So suppose something like this, and let's draw it from here. Okay. You could use press E to extrude as well, but I think it will be much more comfortable for this particular object. Alright, so something like this. Here we go. Alright, done. So now let's press press tab and go to edit mode. Now all the things by default it should be here. So if we go to the point, now we can select our points, right? And there is a curve editing tool. If I enable it, then you will see some Bezier curves. Okay. And the curve editing, we're using 32 or everything default here. Adaptive resolution 90 and 32. Okay. To enable and disable the curve editing, you can press U. Okay. There we go. So now you can see that press U to disable the curve editing. You can see that these curves are not joined together, so it is not a closed loop. So what we can do here is basically we can select this one and select this one and press Ctrl J to join it. Now it's a curve, but it is not closed. So what we can do is basically press F to join the curve. It's a now complete loop. Okay. Now press U to go to the Bezier curve again, and we can now edit our stuff. So G to edit it. Okay. Press G to edit it. If you want to change the format here, suppose this one, this is a corner, so press V and create a vector. It will create a vector for you as well. So yeah, lots of flexibility. So I'm just going for aligned here. Okay. And let's disable this one. So I mean dissolve this one. Press X and dissolve this one. So it will be much more cleaner. So you see that it's just like doing vector design we do in vector programs. Okay. Press X to dissolve it. We don't need this. Probably something like this. Okay. Okay. There we go. Maybe this one is not needed, so let's press dissolve. Yeah. Now it's much more cleaner. So it's a very clean way of working. All right. So here we go. So here is our first object. So now we're going to create a new material. Let's create a new material. I'm going to name it shoe white. I will enable a stroke and I will enable fill, and I'm going for something like a fill. So something like this. Okay. Now select these curve, press L, select it and assign. Okay. So now if I go to Z and toggle overlay, you can see a very smooth curve here. Okay. You can further edit it. We will edit it later. So now let's go to draw again. Okay. So this time we're going to create this part. Okay. So let's do it. We can use draw or we can use curve. For this one I'm going to use curve here. So let's see. Okay, so let's do this one. For this let's select the stroke line again. If we go to the shoe white right now, it has a fill. So what it will do is basically, let me show you first. Probably this. Okay, it will do it like this. We don't need this, we need a stroke line. So now it will give us something like a stroke line. Okay, so just select the stroke line And now let's go for this. Let's see how we can do it. Probably somewhere here. There we go. Nice line. Okay. I want to show you the extrude method as well, so let's do it again. I know, doesn't matter. So there we go. Press E, and it will extrude it again. There we go. Nice. Now let's go again here. There you go. Nice. Press E. Where it should go, somewhere here. I did not do the 3D overlay, so no problem. We will use our imagination here. So press E. Probably somewhere here. E. Extrude it very straight. There we go. Nice. And let's press E. Let's join it here somewhere. You see, it's just like creating vector design. Alright, nothing else. Okay, press enter. And now let's go to edit mode. And let's see what we have. Okay, we have this line, a separate one. This one is a separate one. Okay, so press U, and let's join them. First, select this and set the, actually select these two. Press Ctrl J. Is it joined? Let me see. Yeah, it is joined. There we go. And then press L to see where the join ends. Okay, seems like everything is joined now, so press F to create a full line here, I mean a closed loop. So we're going to use the same material here, so let's use this one, and here we go. Okay, press U, and we can now further edit it. Before going to draw mode, here you can see that it is in forward and backward situation. So let's go to edit mode here. So this one should be in bottom and this one should be in top, right? So what you can do is basically go to the stroke, arrange, bring to front, bring forward, send backward, send to back. So these are 4 things. So I have already created a quick favorite for it. So this one is bring forward and send backward. Okay, so what we can do now is basically just select this one, press Q, and bring send backward. Okay, and it will go to the back. There we go. So I think what we can do is basically this one, we can hide it somewhere, or we can just go for a curvature. There we go. All right, done. And let's go for this. Press G. There you go. All right. Okay, so now let's create these stripe. Let's see. Go to the draw mode and let's select the stroke line again. And this time let's use this guy. This is a fun one. So let's press Shift and let's draw it. So alright, so we are going to join these and join these to create a full loop. Okay, let's go to edit mode. I would do it with Bezier curve actually. I would not do it in freehand, but I know, just to show off. So let's go to U, turn off U, and these are the lines. Okay, so you can see that we need a closed line here. So press L, and you can see that this is a line, and this is also a line. So what we can do here is basically we can join these and these. So press Ctrl J or J or press F. There you go. Okay. So these are now joint line. You can see it here. Okay, these are already joined. So let's go for U, and let's edit it here. Okay, there are some extra garbage, so let's go for X and dissolve it. X for dissolve it, so that we can have some clean room here. So press G to use it something like there, and probably we will need this G, and probably we will need another subdivide. There you go, and press V to create a vector, so it will be a sharp. Okay, something like that. It will be hidden, so no worries. And yeah, it will come here from here. So I'm showing you the full workflow because it's new. So let's see it. All right. Okay, so now let's create a new material here, and I'm going to name it new. I'm going to name it shoe red, and let's use a fill, and let's create a fill color, something like this. Okay, and let's assign it, and let's see. L assign. Okay. Alright, looking good. So it should be in backward, so let's go Q, send backward, and if you press Shift R, it will repeat the action. Okay, so suppose if you need to bring it forward, press Shift R, Shift R, Shift R, Shift R, and it will go for a repeat action. So let's go send backward, Shift R, Shift R, Shift R. Okay, and it is getting to the back. Okay, so that's how we can work with it. Okay. Yeah, we can smooth it up a little bit. There we go. If it's too much distracting, just disable this one and work in a plain sight here. There you go. I think, yeah, it should be from here. There you go. Here. There we go. Let's go for time lapse. Alright, for now it will work. So let's go to draw mode again. Here, draw mode, and now let's create a flap. So let's see. Let's create a flap. So let's enable the reference, and we will need a flap here. Okay, so let's go to draw mode, and this time let's use Bezier. Actually, I love Bezier rather than draw, because it gives us a lot more flexibility with cleaner look. You can see there is a problem, so escape it, go to stroke line, let's start again. Okay. I will refine this one later with Bezier curve. Actually, this draw hand has become sloppy. Okay, alright, let's extrude it here, no worries. There you go, somewhere here. Yeah, it's not needed. So anyway, let's enter, go to tab, go to edit, and Yeah, let's fill it. Press U and press F to fill it up. Okay, let's go U, and here we go. I don't think it is needed, but anyway. Okay, so it is done. So now let's create a new material here. I'm going to name it dark red, and I'm going to create a fill. Let's go for this. Let's create a dark red color, and yeah, let's assign it. Press L, assign it, and here we go. So again, it should be in Q, send backward. The Shift R, Shift R, Shift R, Shift R. There we go. It's now in backward. Okay, it's working. Nice. So now let's go to toggle overlay on. Let's go for another one, that is the bottom flap. So it's already full, so just press F to close the loop. Okay, and now let's create a new one. Okay, let's make it darker red. There we go. Let's go to fill. Just copy this color, Ctrl C, and let's paste it here, and let's dark it up a little bit more. Okay, let's assign it here. That is all fine. So press Q, Q, send backward, Shift R, Shift R, Shift R, Shift R, Shift R, Shift R. Okay, there we go. I want to refine these one, so I will refine it later. So that is it. Now I want to show you some more stuff. So let's see. Let's turn off this empty, and yeah, let's go to edit mode. Suppose you want to increase some stroke value here. How can we do it? It's basically select some radius, something like suppose let me decrease the C. Right, so suppose this one. Okay, so press L to select everything. Alt S, you can increase your stroke line, or you can use individual lines here as well. Suppose these guys, or press C. Yeah, press Alt S. Actually, yeah, escape, Alt S. You can increase your lines here. Okay, this is how you can do it. Suppose here somewhere, or what you can do is basically let's deselect everything. Press AA. Yeah, you can use curve rating as well. So press U to go to the curve rating, and you can use it like that as well. Actually, that is the much more preferred method. So suppose we have something like this. Press Alt S, and it will increase the stroke here. But I don't need it. I need a constant stroke, so let's undo it. Number one. Number two. Here, these are you can hide these layers. If it's too much distracting, you can hide these layers and work along, no problem. Okay, so every material has a I1, so you can hide it like this. Okay, number two, there is a grease pencil layer as well, so it is a shoe layer. So what we could do is basically we could design everything in layer basis. That would work as well, no problem. That's what we're going to do now. So let's go to toggle overlay on, and let's go to empty. let's go to object mode. Okay, I want to work with these guys right now, the lace. So let's create a new layer. Okay, I'm going to name it lace or something. So I don't know what it calls, so I'm calling it lace, or let's name it knot anyway. So yeah, and let's go to texture mode, material mode. By the way, to access the material, you can press let's go to draw. You can press not L, I think it was U. Yeah, U. In draw mode, U will give you the active material slot here as well. Okay, anyway, so what I want to do here is basically, I don't want to use this shoe, so I can disable it. Okay, and let's go to draw mode, so I can disable it. There is a shoe here as well, so I can disable it. I can go to the knot, and I can create this stuff. So quite possibly it's something like that. So let's go to U, stroke line, and let's create one line. Okay, something like that. So press enter. Let's go to tab, and let's go to edit mode. Why edit mode? Because I just want to duplicate these guys. So press shift D. Actually, shift D, does shift D works? Yes, it works. Press U to disable the curve, then shift D. Something like that. So if you want to see the shoe, you can see it here. So you can lock the shoe and then go to the edit mode to work with it. Okay, and there are some strings, and these are knots. These are done actually very, everything is sim. Everything is sim. So I'm just going to make it, and I will come back after done these things. Okay, after doing everything, what you can do is basically you can unlock these guys, and you can merge it as well. So how to merge it is basically go here and merge down, and it will be merged with the shoe. So now everything is in shoe layer. Okay, so that's how you can work with it. So I'm just going to attach the ready-made one now, because everything is actually same. So let's see. So here it is. Let's save it. Okay, let's see it without any reference. So let's go to edit mode. Let's see it clearly. So here are some objects. Okay, maybe we can take it a little bit more. Somewhere here. There we go. And you can see press L. These are some separate objects. Okay, and this one is separate object, this one is separate object. Okay, let's go to draw, and let's try to draw some construction line, probably here. So maybe somewhere here, and maybe somewhere here. Okay, and probably there is a puncture line, something like that. Okay, minor details, and probably we can give it something like this as well. Let's see, shift and Okay, let's go to edit mode and let's select these lines, L, Q, backward. Let's go backward, Shift R, Shift R, Shift R, Shift R, Shift R. There we go. There you go. Alright, all done. This is the object mode. So this is how we can create our stuff. Now if we go to the edit mode and let's disable you can see this is lots of points, right? So if you want to optimize it a little bit, what you can do is basically just go to stroke, simplify, and let's go to maybe adaptive. We can factor it up a little bit to see if it's working or not. So stroke, simplify, adaptive. So we need to select it. So let's go here. Okay, let's select them, press U. Okay, let's select them, a stroke, simplify, adaptive. But I want to see, let me see, yeah, we can do it toggle overlay off, and we can I know you can see what can be done. Okay, so that's how you can create some low poly, and you can reduce some of your object. Okay, the simplify. But for now, let's retain it like this, and now we're going to export it as SVG. So let's see. To export it, just select the grease pencil object, go to file, export grease pencil as SVG, and here we can give it untitled one SVG. Okay, no problem. Fill, and this is the selected fill and everything. Okay, and let's export it. Export the SVG. So we are in Inkscape right now, and if we go to there, just import it. Okay, here we go. So before everything else, if you want to edit it, what you need to do is basically go to the path and go to object to path. Okay, now everything is editable. You can see huge amount of nodes here. So what we can do is basically just go to the parent directory and let's go to path and let's go for simplify. Now it will simplify your stuff. You can see that everything has a Bezier curve now here. Okay, so this is how we can create our SVGs. And by the way, these things are animatable in Blender, grease pencil. You can use a rig, you can use bones, you can use carburetor. It's up to you. I think currently the grease pencil project is very much efficient, very much beautiful. We can do lots of advanced 2D animation with it, so it's a very nice project. I like it. So thanks to the developers and Blender community and everyone. So that's it. I'm Father Sampati from CG Virus, and we're going to see next time. Bye bye.